is that you see it rotate, you see it, what's the right word, pick up relatively quick, and then you see it dissipate relatively quick. You typically don't see these tornadoes for long amounts of time, but they are certainly a possibility to do it, and that possibility is not zero. So big picture here, right? This is our tornado warning now for Coweta, Meriwether, Fayette, and far western Spalding counties. But we've got severe storms from Dawson and Forsyth County through North Fulton, Cobb, Douglas, right? This is all blowing into the Atlanta area. We are watching these closely to see if there are any other quick spin-ups out of this, and then also down to the south. In fact, I'm quite surprised there's not a severe thunderstorm warning in LaGrange and Meriwether County. That should be filled in there, right? If you're in Troup County, if you're in Meriwether, I mean, if you're in Pike, Lamar, over towards Upson counties, you still have a severe thunderstorm headed your way. But it's this specific area between Noonan and LaGrange that has that most definitive rotation signature with it for the chance of a tornado. What I'm going to do is turn on some of our tracks here, and I'm going to click these buttons, and it's going to show some weird information. But I'm going to be looking at a specific number that's called the BTI. And what this tells us is what the risk of a tornado is on a scale of 1 to 10. So that's a 2.3 down to the south, and there's no close track right to where this rotation is, so that's not really reliable data. But Grantville, near Bradbury Road, Haynes Road, State Route 54 over towards Fincher Road, Cecil Hunter Road, Gordon Road, Lynch Road, State Route 16. This is the area where the storm is and is moving into over the course of the next 20 minutes or so. And this is where you need to be in your tornado safe place as quickly as possible. Our director, John, back in the booth, I tell you what, if we could queue up that Fun Spot America camera that's in Fayetteville, and if we could turn that to the southwest, that would be great. It's raining in Fayetteville right now, but that is not, there we go. John's on it. So what we're going to be watching for over here is lightning off in the distance. We are going to see the wind pick up here in the next 10 or 15 minutes in Fayetteville, and then the rain is going to pick up right thereafter. The tornado threat is south of Fayetteville and Fayette County, right? This is going to be south of the city seat, really Peachtree City and south as well, as this moves towards the east at about 55 miles an hour. And there's a lightning strike right there for you. You saw that cloud to ground as we're watching this here over Fayette County. So we're in Fayette County looking into Coweta County in this storm, and you just saw that cloud to ground lightning strike there. And it'll be interesting to watch this camera over the course of the next 10 minutes or so to see how this fares. We just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. So just as I was talking about Troup and Meriwether counties, right? There's your new severe thunderstorm warning that the National Weather Service just filled in this box with. And the reason that was not there was because that tornado warning initially came in to Troup and Meriwether and southern reaches of those areas. So we're just backfilling there. But if you're in Griffin, you're in Barnesville, Thomaston, over towards Manchester, Zebulon, you got a pretty powerful storm rolling in regardless of this tornado threat. Also in the Atlanta area, right? We've got a severe thunderstorm warning for the entire metro from Marietta over to Barrow County, down through Rockdale and Henry. I tell you what, let's see if we can pull up. This is the King and Queen. So this is Sandy Springs, right? You see the camera shaking in the wind. You see the tops of the buildings there. The rain is clearly coming down. Let's see if we can also grab in this source. There we go. 101 Marietta camera. The rain is falling here in downtown. The wind, it is blowing outside. And we are seeing some lightning strikes here in the metro area as well. And that extends from Gainesville through Alpharetta, Johns Creek, Dunwoody, Sandy Springs, Atlanta, South Fulton, Coweta, down through Meriwether and Troup counties as well, down into the Columbus area. But again, our tornado concern is going to be in Coweta County now. So been a minute since we have checked in on that area. Let's do that now. This is going to be really I believe, east of the Grantville and Luthersville area now. So if you're watching from those locations, I think we're mostly okay. And worth noting, we're pretty close to the radar site in Peachtree City. That donut hole right there is where the National Weather Service office is, and it's where our radar is, right? So once you get pretty close to it, the data on occasion can get a little iffy, but what I'm seeing is right there in northern. In fact, I tell you what, the easiest way to do this is to back it up and watch. Okay, so what I'm seeing is not as strong of a signature as I saw about 10 minutes ago. What's left of it is right here in southern Coweta County, really between Moreland and Luthersville. We still have the tornado warning in place, right? So Turner, Sonoya, Woolsey, Brooks, we still have a rotating storm right here in this general area moving up towards the north, and the tornado warning continues there. And in fact, you just saw the warning box get trimmed back there, right? So this tornado warning, I should really click into this one so it says the right thing, 5 a.m. through Coweta County. But if you're in Grantville, if you're in Hogansville, if you're in Luthersville, right, it's Luthersville proper, I'll give you an all clear. But if you're in southern Coweta County now, Sonoya, and crossing into Fayette County, Peachtree City and south, Fayetteville and south, mainly Woolsey and Brooks. This is where we need you in your tornado safe place, putting as many doors and walls between you and the outside as possible. For many people, that's a basement. For other people, it's the first floor of a home. Maybe it's a closet, it's a bathroom. It's a room without windows, most importantly, as we continue to track this now. Otherwise, we still have a tornado watch in place. And look, I mean, I'm looking at the radar on another screen right here. So the line of storms is from Gainesville like this right now. It's right over Atlanta. So I would say your tornado threat's gone. And Carroll, Cobb, Cherokee counties, and points northward, but the tornado watch continues down to the south until about 9 a.m. This morning in those locations. So this is the latest scan now. We're still watching southern Coweta County with this tornado warning very closely. The area of rotation, or really what's left of it, is right along State Route 54 near Blackjack and Cecil Hunter Road and Gordon Road, and that's what's moving towards the east at about 55 miles an hour as we track this now into Coweta and Fayette counties here over the course of the next several minutes. So let's see. It looks like about 10 minutes ago, we did have a tornado debris signature out of this, the National Weather Service is saying. So this would be between Corinth and Grantville. So let's go see if we can find that. So Grantville is there. Let's see if we can get Corinth on the map. So this would be near Coweta Herd Road. All right. Let's see. Debris detector, and let's back this up about 10 minutes. There we go. Right along U.S. Highway 29 near Trimble. This is what the National Weather Service believes was a debris signature. That would be in the far northern Troup County, right there where Troup and Meriwether and Coweta all come together with that little offshoot of Coweta County down Minnie Sewell Road. So U.S. Highway 29, just outside of Grantville, is where we believe there was a tornado debris signature. And what I'm seeing right now, no, I do not believe that is one. Okay, so here we go. Sonoya, Fayetteville, points south of Fayetteville. Brooks, Woolsey, far western Spalding County. This is where we need you in your tornado safe place. If you're in Grantville, you're in Noonan, and in the areas we were talking about 10 minutes ago, you've got it all clear. Moreland is all clear. In fact, I would say Turner, even though it's raining heavily and it's windy, you're all clear from a tornado risk right now. But Sonoya, Brooks, Woolsey, bearing down on you as we speak. Highway 85 and Stars Mill. All right, so Stars Mill High School, Bernhard Road, Rising Star Road, McBride Road is right in here, over towards Morgan Mill Road, State Route 16 out of Sonoya. This is where we need you in your tornado safe place. Looking over towards Gypsy Woods, Cambridge Estates, State Route 92 runs from Cross Creek to Woolsey. If you are along State Route 92, the storm is back into Sonoya and it is moving and rotating towards you as we speak. speak. And then eventually, what's right behind me here is Atlanta Motor Speedway in Henry County. So let's draw a track on this now, moving east at 55. And what we're going to see out of this is several cities that are going to see a storm, right? Maybe not a tornado, but a storm nonetheless. And here's the latest timing on this. So Fayetteville, just a minute away. Lovejoy High School, about 8 minutes away. Atlanta Motor Speedway, right? That's taking it outside of the warning box now, about 10 minutes. Hampton High School, Griffin High School, Eagles Landing, 16 minutes into those areas. A rotating storm as this gets to the end of the warning box right now. We are seeing other reports of severe weather, obviously in the metro Atlanta area, and we have a brand new tornado warning coming out, so stand by for that here in just a moment. All right, so we're going to extend this tornado warning, and we are going to draw, or excuse me, that's down into the Columbus area. Okay, I saw that come in, I was like, okay, here we go. So a tornado warning, that's down in Talbot County, that's south of Meriwether County, right? So that's going to be in the Columbus television area, so not a concern for us. Let me bring you up to speed on the metro Atlanta area. We're getting sporadic reports of trees down in Fulton County. We are seeing multiple trees on structures west of Marietta at Barrett Parkway and Pine Mountain Road. Report of a tree on a house in Pocahontas in Douglas County. The Pickens County Emergency Management Director reporting several power outages there. And we just recorded at 4:38, so just a couple minutes ago, a 71-mile-an-hour wind gust at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So that's the lay of the land. Some powerful storms coming through metro Atlanta right now. We are seeing trees down. We're seeing power outages. We are seeing strong winds. And yes, even rotating storms now moving into southern Fayette County right now, and eventually into the Spalding County area here over the course of the next little while. What I want to do now is check in on this shear rate again, and we're still seeing, and honestly this data can be a little suspect because we're so close to the radar, but we're still seeing some notable values in parts of Coweta County, which now that I'm thinking about it, does not really line up with the radar. Yeah, it is lagging behind a bit, so we'll keep an eye on it. But this tornado warning will continue until at least 5 o'clock this morning, which does mean, just so everybody here at Fox 5 knows, we will be staying on through Good Day Atlanta now until that starts at 5 o'clock this morning, honestly, regardless of if this gets canceled or not. So strong winds blowing through the metro Atlanta area. We're still watching this rotating storm in parts of Sonoya and Brooks. This is where we need you in your tornado safe place. If you're looking at a tornado threat in Meriwether County, I think we're okay now. I think you're going to give the all clear for Meriwether, at least in terms of an imminent tornado threat. Same with Troup County. Still watching Coweta County, watching Fayette County as well pretty closely. Atlanta area. If you are in Clayton County, if you are in Henry, Rockdale, even eastern DeKalb, Gwinnett, Walton County, Barrow, and Jackson counties, I want you to know that everybody, not isolated, everybody has strong winds moving in right now. We just recorded a 70+ mile-an-hour wind gust at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Something physically measured that, right? That's not an estimate. That's not the radar scanning around and you've got room for error. That is an anemometer at Mercedes-Benz Stadium measuring a 70-mile-an-hour wind gust physically happening at that location at that point in time. Also worth noting, and I did want to check in on this, let's see if we can get an update on some of the power outages across metro Atlanta and North Georgia, because we saw some reports from Pickens County, and yes, all right, so here's what we're seeing. Anytime you get into the green color here, that's about 10 to 20% of the county without power. That's what we have in Carroll County, and that's what we have down in Troup County as well. Looking at some significant power outages now in Fulton, Cobb, Cherokee, over towards Gordon County as these strong storms are rolling through over the course of really the past hour. We've seen these power outages occur, so we're going to keep a close eye on this map as well. And look, if we see power outages, say it ticks up in Coweta County real fast, that can sometimes be a sign that something has happened in those areas, and that's what we'll be watching here over the next little bit. In fact, if we check in on Cobb, you've got 18,000 people without power in Cobb County now. You've got 5,000 people in Douglas, 6,500 in Carroll. So that's the latest numbers and where things stand right now in those areas. So this tornado warning does continue for Fayette County. If you are in Coweta now, all right, so we were talking about Sonoya, we were talking about Turner. I think we can give an all clear from a tornado threat there, but if you are in Brooks, you are in Woolsey, you are in western Spalding County, we still need you in your tornado safe place at this point in time. And I tell you what, let's see if we can get a check of the velocity readings here. The only thing that is catching my eye is potentially something in this general area where you're seeing the reds and greens come together. But as I was mentioning earlier, right, we are in a close territory to the radar. And what happens is sometimes the data can be a little muffled in these areas, if you will, which means that we are going to be looking at, maybe not an exact reading from that exact point, especially when it's on a parallel like that, right? The storm's crossing that exact line right now, so you can get some weird values at that point in time. Radars, not exact sciences, unfortunately, which means, one, you're looking at old information, but two, sometimes the information can be distorted in a way that's not necessarily good. All right, so let me take you up to Gwinnett County, Sugar Hill, Lawrenceville, pretty powerful storm rolling through. This is going to be over towards Tucker now, DeKalb County. We've been hearing the heavy rain on the roof here at Fox 5 near North Druid Hills. I tell you what, John, can we pull up the airport camera? This is right over Hartsfield-Jackson right now. And down into Fayette County where this warning exists. Here's a live look at Hartsfield-Jackson. You're seeing the rain coming down. The camera here is a little more secure, so the wind doesn't have the opportunity to blow it quite as much. Certainly not what we were seeing back into LaGrange and back into Fayetteville, but still a little bit. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. There you go. Some serious lightning here in the city, and that extends down to the south now into Fayette County, over towards Meriwether County, and Pike County is moving into Pike County as we speak right now. And this is going to be Fun Spot America and Fayetteville, right? So the heavy rain. I tell you what, let's leave it on this for a second and see if we can catch some lightning here. This is going to be in Fayette County, just north of where the tornado warning is right now. So it is 4:47 here on your Sunday morning, and a powerful line of storms coming through the metro area. I think most things are going according to plan. I want to bring you some updates again on what's going on. So in Fulton County, we have sporadic reports of trees down, and at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, we measured a wind gust of 71 miles an hour. In Marietta, at Barrett Parkway and Pine Mountain Road, multiple trees down and structures, 4:10 a.m. We have a report of a tree on a house in Pocahontas in Douglas County, several power outages in Pickens County, and now a new report from Coweta County, multiple trees down with a tree on a house and a possible entrapment in Coweta County right now. All right, so the good news in all of this is that those areas I just read off, the heaviest of the weather is coming to an end, but obviously we have seen damage occur, and we are going to obviously be tracking that on Good Day Atlanta, as well as continuing to track the storms as they move through the rest of North Georgia. So if you haven't figured it out yet, whenever I look at my watch, I'm getting a piece of new information, and I just got this new severe thunderstorm warning. So Sugar Hill, Lawrenceville, Monroe, Covington, Conyers, over towards McDonough, the northern part of Henry County there, even now into Jasper County, Newton, Morgan, parts of Oconee, and Clark counties, the Athens area, as well as up into Jackson County, a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for a line of storms that's moving out of the core of Atlanta that is bringing with it some powerful winds. Some damage has occurred from the storm. We have reports of trees down in Fulton and Cobb counties, as well as in Coweta Alameda County, and that is now moving in your general direction until, let's see, that is going to be until 5:30 this morning is that new severe thunderstorm warning in that general area. So that's what we're seeing right now. We also want to note that down to the south, we have this tornado warning in Harris and Muskogee counties down near Columbus. That's moving into the Talbot County area, but I am watching for downstream because that would put it into Upson County at some point, far southern Upson County, say near the Rock and areas like that over the course of the morning hours. So we're watching that. Otherwise, we have this tornado warning that remains in effect for Fayette County, Spalding County, Sonoya, Fayetteville, and this is going to be moving in towards Henry County now and the Griffin area over the course of the morning, or really the next several minutes, I should say, with some lightning with it and a history of rotation as well. So let me flip this back over to the wind. Again, I'm not seeing anything jump out at me as a red flag at this point in terms of a spin-up tornado risk, with one exception. Let's see. What's going on up here in Stockbridge has caught my eye. And this is going to be, or really in Clayton County, this is going to be right at 675 and 75. Regardless, some really strong winds right there, but maybe a little rotation in that area as well. That would be right, you see my mouse right in there. So I'm watching that. That is technically outside of the tornado warning, but something that bears watching. And look, we've got strong winds no matter how you slice it, from Gwinnett through DeKalb, through Clayton, into Fayette and Spalding counties now, down into Pike County, and this is moving in at a pretty good clip. In fact, on the most recent severe thunderstorm warning, the movement on this is east at 65. So 65 miles an hour is the speed of the storm, and that is the speed limit on the interstate, right? You're driving down Interstate 85 at 65 miles an hour. It is that speed that this line of storms is moving across metro Atlanta, and we've seen damage from it now, and unfortunately, I think we're going to see some more in areas where it has not stormed yet, given the history of this system. Something else I want to check in on is our temperatures, and you're going to go, it's storming outside. Why do you care about the temperatures? Well, here's why. And you might remember as we've been tracking this that we were talking about the wedge and the impact of the wedge on our storms. And what we're seeing is Covington to 63, Eatonton to 66, and 54 in Athens. So what has happened is that the storms won. The warmer air won. It shoved the cooler air up to the north, and because of that, we have seen storms and we've seen that tornado threat now come as far north as, say, the Gainesville area. Look how quick of a sharply cut off of a line from north of Gainesville to south of Gainesville. And even then, Gainesville just ticked up to 50 degrees, right? You get a quick shut off of the heavy rain and a quick pickup of it down into southern Hall and Gwinnett County. So the edge of the wedge is right there. So anywhere south of that line, so from Barrow County through Jackson over towards Madison, Oglethorpe counties, and point southward, have that risk of strong storms as that line continues to move through now over the course of the next little bit. Okay, it looks like we have a new tornado warning for Morgan, Jasper, and Walton counties. So let's go back over to the radar now. This is that area I was watching in Stockbridge, okay? Here's what I need you to do. If you are in northern Henry County, you are in Stockbridge, you are along Snapfinger Road, State Route 155, State Route 138, I need you to go to your tornado safe place right now. This is a tornado warning in northern Henry County. This is going to extend into Rockdale County. If you are in Rockdale County, south of Conyers, need you in your tornado safe place. If you are in Newton County, pretty much the whole county, I need you in your tornado safe safe place. It's this area just north of Stockbridge that has spun up real quick. We were looking at it like 5 minutes ago. It has spun up and it has now prompted a tornado warning. So northern Henry County, Stockbridge and points northward. If you are in Rockdale County, south of Interstate 20 in Rockdale County, if you're coming from Atlanta and you're on Interstate 20, you get off the interstate and you turn right, need you to go to your tornado safe place. In Covington, need you in your tornado safe place. You've got maybe 10, 15 minutes in the Covington area, but it is bearing down on you at that speed, right? So you don't have a ton of time. Social Circle, this is going to be southern Walton County, over towards now northern Jasper County, and getting into the Rutledge area here through the morning hours and into Morgan County. So let me throw a track on this. This is going to be moving now to the east at 65, okay? So let's do this and say 65. Stockbridge High School, just a minute away. If you are close to Stockbridge High School, Woodland High School, Heritage High School, we need you in your tornado safe place right now. If you are close to Conyers, Covington, you have a little more than 10 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes. If you're over near Social Circle, you have about 30 minutes. But in that order is which the storm is going to move, and that's the priority list in terms of going to your lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. For many people, that's a basement. For others, it's the first floor of a home. And that is going to be most often a closet, a bathroom, things of that variety. But think about its proximity and your structure, right? If you've got a bathroom and say the far wall is an exterior wall, that's not where you want to be. I would rather be in the closet across the hallway that is surrounded by house on all sides. That's the kind of thinking that we need to be doing in northern Henry County right now and in Heritage or in Rockdale County near Heritage High School. So we still technically had that tornado warning down to the south in Fayette County. I would say that's not a concern right now. That's going to expire here in the next 4 minutes. So if you're watching from Fayetteville, you're watching from Coweta, you're watching really from southern Henry County, we were talking about rotation down there. I'm not as concerned about that anymore. My concern is northern Henry County, southern Rockdale, into Newton County and Covington. Covington, you have about 15, 20 minutes, but that's it. So if you're in Covington, I'm getting up right now, I'm grabbing what I need, I'm going to my lowest level, putting as many doors and walls between you and the outside as possible. The other thing I'm doing is making sure my friends and family know, because it is 4:56 on a Sunday morning, and I know that there are not many people up right now. So I'm making a couple phone calls as well. But right near Stockbridge High School right now is where this rotation exists and where we are watching it pretty closely. So let me get you some roads in here. First of all, State Route 155 I know is a popular road. You've got a state park right here near, or just south of Stonecrest as well. So Snapfinger Road, State Route 155, 138 out of Stockbridge, need you in your tornado safe place. As we take a look at state routes, that's going to be 212, Honey Creek Road, Stanton Road, Ebenezer Road, McDonough Highway now in southern Rockdale County, Old Salem Road, Horseshoe Springs, that area, getting in towards Interstate 20 now in Covington. If you have a Covington mailing address in Newton County, need you in your tornado safe place right now. If you need to step away from your TV, we are streaming on Fox Local. We are looking at the possibility of power outages, right? So you can't watch us on TV. You can download Fox Local on your app, and you can watch us that way to stay updated with what's going on here across Metro Atlanta and North Georgia. So the powerful line of storms continues. We're watching northern Henry County. We're watching Rockdale. We're watching Newton here over the course of the next little bit. I also want to bring you up to speed on where storms are going on elsewhere. This tornado warning is going to drop off the screen in Fayette and Coweta counties here in the next little bit. But from Jackson County now through, that's going to be western Barrow, getting out of Gwinnett and into Walton.
Fox 5 News at 4, 5, and 6.
Proving local news matters every day.
Officials say that man attempted to fire a weapon at officers.
Bringing you informative and compelling stories.
Focused on the impact to your community.
The sheriff says
says they were all on the take.
And tracking the weather that affects your life.
We're going to see our rain chances go up.
Join us and see.
Fox 5 News at 4, 5, and 6 every weekday on Fox 5. Also streaming on Fox Local.
Searching for new employees? Hyper-target job seekers in your area down to the zip. Learn how Flex data-driven ad solutions can drive job seekers to your company. Connect with Flex.com.
We're seeing was some lightning back into Coweta County. Well, now it has cleared Atlanta Motor Speedway, or not entirely, but the leading line, right, is now further into Henry County. So obviously the wind is still blowing. We're still seeing a lot of lightning in these. There you go, lightning in this area. And the tornado warning is north of this now. So this is northern Henry County and towards Rockdale County and towards Newton County. This is where we need you to be in your tornado safe place. All right. So let's take a look at where your tornado safe place would be. All right. It's been a while since we've seen severe weather here in the metro area. So if this is your house, your number one place, if this is available to you, would be a basement. If you can get to your basement, 2 thumbs up. Being below ground is really top of the list, best place to be. If you can't make it there, say this is your house, your best room is going to be the most interior one. For many people, that's a closet, that's a bathroom. But you need to think about your proximity here, right? If you've got a closet in your bedroom, but the far wall is on the edge of the house, that is not the place to be. I'd rather be in that bathroom than in that closet, or honestly, this closet right here, right? You're surrounded by house on all sides, but not that one because you have an exterior wall. That's the kind of thinking you need to be doing right now in northern Henry County, in Newton County, and in southern Rockdale County at this point in time as we continue to track this line of storms right now. So let's go back over to Fox 5 Live Viper. This tornado warning is going to go until 5:15, all right? So getting in towards Rockdale County and Newton County now. And in fact, with the speed of this storm, I would be almost ready to give, in fact, I am ready to give an all clear to Henry County, at least from a tornado threat. Not really looking at much of or looking at the tornado threat being beyond Henry County now as we speak at this point in time. Back into the metro Atlanta area, we are seeing numerous reports of trees down, multiple trees down on State Route 92 in Fayette County at Ginger Cake Road. Central and southern Fulton counties, trees down. And in fact, I'm looking at some pictures here from Roswell of a tree through a roof. North Lake Drive in Roswell. It looks like some damage has occurred there as well. This is on top of the reports out of Cobb County, Barrett Parkway, and Pine Mountain Road from the movement from the west of the Marietta area, multiple trees down in structures. We also had reports of a possible entrapment in Coweta County over the course of the last little bit. So we've seen down to the south now, the severe thunderstorm warning expanded into Upson County. That's really more of a central Georgia thing than a North Georgia thing. But right now we are continuing to watch this rotating storm really out of Henry County now and parts of Conyers, moving to the east at 60 and really moving through Rockdale County at a pretty good clip. I mean, this is getting into Newton County in pretty short order. All right, so if we flip this over, I'm trying to see if I can get a good read on the rotation. First, let me start with where it was. there near Stockbridge. So I'm not, the good news in this, and we've been talking about this all morning, is we see the rotation pulse up real quick and then we see it come down. And I think we're seeing it come down in this tornado warning. I'm not giving you an all clear in Newton County by any stretch of the imagination, but what I am doing is saying that we're not seeing the strength of the rotation that we were seeing back into northern Henry County at this point in time, which is some good news. But I still want you in your tornado safe place in Social Circle, in Covington, in Conyers, through north of McDonough, the Newborn area, and then this is going to be far western Morgan County out Interstate 20. So really along Interstate 20 from Conyers almost to Madison is where you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. And regardless of whether or not you see a funnel cloud or a tornado impact your area, we have some seriously strong winds moving through metro Atlanta and North Georgia. And I'd be willing to bet that most of our damage that we have already seen this morning is actually a result of some straight line winds. This is more of the tornado threat is more of an isolated thing. The damaging wind risk is more of a straight line thing across the area right now. New severe thunderstorm warning for Habersham County has just been issued. So you see that up there, far southern Habersham. This is going to be for the parts of the storms that are moving out of really Stevens County and into South Carolina. So if you're in Habersham, southern Habersham, heads up. You probably already know it's storming outside, but we do now have that severe weather thunderstorm warning in place down there. So this is area of concern now, really Gainesville and southward. Let me flip this back over to the radar. So here is basically the rest of what we're looking at this morning in one picture. From Jefferson, now through Mulberry, Walton County, Rockdale, McDonough, Griffin, Zebulon, and Thomaston is where the storms are now. Here's where they're headed. Covington, Jackson, Barnesville, Forsyth, Monticello, Eatonton, Madison, Greensboro, Watkinsville, Athens, and Oglethorpe County, they're next in line. Everybody else, including the metro Atlanta area, including the core inside the perimeter, is done with a severe weather risk this morning, all right? So all clear in Roswell, all clear in Alpharetta, all clear in Cobb, all clear in Douglasville, all clear in Coweta, all clear in Heard. We first came on as the storms were moving into Heard County this morning. We're now looking at that line advancing through the rest of the metro Atlanta area as we really, I give it maybe an hour and a half to get on the other side of Greensboro and Eatonton. If that, maybe an hour. Just the speed of which they're moving this morning is a very quick pace. So, that's what we're watching, at least at this point in time. The other thing I want to highlight is that if you have any damage where you are, or you receive pictures from somebody or anything of that nature, the best way to get it to us is using the Fox 5 Storm Team app. If you download your Fox 5 Storm Team app, there's a button in the bottom right where you can click and say submit photos, and it's going to ask you for a location, and that's super important to include your location so that if we suspect tornado damage, we can pass it along to be surveyed, but we need your location in order to do that. So best way to get pictures to us, the Fox 5 Storm Team app. If you can do that, that would be great. You can send them to me on Facebook. Just search Alex Forbes. You can send them to me on Twitter. You can send them to me on Instagram at @AForbesWX. You can also send them to all of the Fox 5 accounts as well. I don't want to say like to see what's going on, but we need to know what has happened in areas, and you are a major part in helping us do that, especially in areas that we might suspect more of a tornado damage. Now, zooming out big picture, something I also want to highlight. We were giving some all clears, and I want to note that we're still seeing and a lot of lightning, hearing a lot of thunder back into the metro Atlanta area. We just heard a pretty good rumble here at Fox 5 a couple seconds ago. That's going to continue as that back edge of the rain now begins to push through. So what we're seeing is the heaviest of the winds, that tornado threat, moving through initially, but then the rain and the thunder and the lightning is going to continue for some time after that. Okay, we've got a new tornado warning. This is going to be in Henry County again, Locust Grove. If you are in Locust Grove, if you are by the Tanger outlets, I need you in your tornado safe place right now. Locust Grove, Henry County, Jenkinsburg, northern Butts County. If you are north of the Jackson area, this is going to be State Route 136 over towards Paul Maddox Road, Wolf Creek Road, Old Bethel Road, Collins Way, New Hope Road, Legan Mill Road, over towards Winding Way, and Jackson Lake. I need you in your tornado safe place right now. Your phones might be going off. You might just be turning this on for the first time. Need you to go to your most interior room. For many people, that's a basement. If you're not a basement, your lowest level, putting as many doors and walls between you and the outside as possible right now in southern Henry County and in northern Butts County. What we have seen over the past couple of minutes is an area of rotation literally right over the Tanger outlets, really pulse up, right? So this is going to be coming out of Spalding County into Henry County. This is Interstate 75. This is where they built that new Chick-fil-A right there across the interstate from the Tanger outlets. And this is moving towards Locust Grove, the downtown area where the train tracks go through, and then eventually up into the rest of what's left of Henry County and into northern Butts County. This is Jackson down here. The city of Jackson itself, I think, is okay from a tornado standpoint right now. It's going to be northern Butts County, north of that Jackson area. Locust Grove High School, Utility Grove, over towards Peaksville, McMichael Crossroads, and then Lake Jackson is just off of your screen there. All of those places, we need you in your tornado safe place right now. So it is going to cross U.S. Highway 23, which is the main road in Locust Grove, right near, if not just south of the downtown area. And then it does look like it's on a trajectory, the area of rotation this is, right near Locust Grove High School off of Peaksville Road. So if you are in those areas, need you in your tornado safe place. The good news is I'm not seeing anything that would resemble a tornado debris signature right now, but radar data is old data. Okay, so what happens is the radar is in Peachtree City and it scans around and it processes the data and it sends it out. Now it takes a minute or two for that to happen, and when storms are moving at 65 miles an hour like what we're seeing right now, well, it's going to show up maybe a quarter of a mile, half a mile behind where the storm actually is, right? So we were looking at that area of rotation right over the Tanger outlets. Well, we could see that and then see that, it took a minute to process, and now that area of rotation is right over State Route 42. So that's what we're looking at least at that moment. John, I just heard you in my ear, and I don't know what you said. Update counties. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Henry County, Butts County, Newton, Jasper, and Morgan counties. All right, Henry, Butts, Newton, Jasper, and Morgan counties have a tornado warning now, and this is going to go until 5:45 this morning for these areas. We have a new tornado warning that has been issued for Butts, Lamar. Add to this now. This is going to be in Lamar County. If you are in Lamar County, north of Barnesville, if you are in Lamar County, north of Barnesville, I need you to go to your tornado safe place. If you are in Monroe County, north of Forsyth, all right, this is a new storm. We are still watching Henry County and Locust Grove closely. I've got you in your tornado safe place there between Locust Grove and Jackson Lake. I need to take you now down to Lamar County. If you are between Milner and Barnesville and the Monroe County line, in Lamar County, I need you in your tornado safe place. If you are in northern Monroe County, north of Forsyth, High Falls is going to be right here. If you're in High Falls, I need you in your tornado safe place. This is going to be up towards, you've got several exits there. This is going to be Johnstonville Road, the High Falls exit off Interstate 75. You eventually get down to Forsyth, but it's really that northern area. When you're driving on 75 and you go past those way stations, stations. It's going to be north of there, out of Forsyth, and then into the rest of Jasper County and Putnam County. That's going to be southwestern Putnam County. Need you in your tornado safe place. All right. So there's a lot to unpack here. Let me go through some general cities here of spots that need to be in your tornado safe place. If you are in Covington, if you are in Jackson Lake, if you are in Jackson, Monticello, zoom in a little bit here, High Falls, Flovilla, Shady Dale, Newborn, getting into Madison, Rutledge. These are the areas where we need you in your tornado safe place right now. Want to bring you back up towards, this is going to be northern Butts County and our Locust Grove storm. We are continuing to see an area of rotation there. That piece of good news does not appear to have a tornado debris signature there, but this is moving towards Jackson Lake, all right? So some roads for you now. New Hope Road, Moccasin Gap Road, Fincherville Road, Hamlin Road, Alcovey High School is right here. If you live near Alcovey High School, Fincher Farms, Saddle Acres, Long Acres, Worthville, Fincherville, need you in your tornado safe place right now. Prospect and up towards Newborn, this is where you have a pretty defined area of rotation moving in. If you are in Lamar County, Van Buren Road, Harmony Hill Ranch Road, High Falls State Park is right up in here, just across the Monroe County line. Johnstonville Road, State Route 42. This is coming out of Forsyth up towards Jackson. This would be like a detour if you're avoiding the traffic on 75 in Henry County. I know I've made my way up that road several times. That's where we need you in your tornado safe place. I know there's a lot of little houses here along State Route 42. Zooming out, looking into Jasper County, Putnam County, and into Jones County as well. All right, so you have 3 separate tornado warnings. We have our Rockdale, Newton, Walton, Morgan. That's going to go here for the next, I believe, 15-ish minutes till 5:30. Yep. And then, actually, just as I click on that, that was canceled. Okay, so we have 2 tornado warnings now. We have 2 active rotating storms. One is going to be on the Butts-Henry County line, just outside of Jackson Lake, moving towards southern Newton County and northern Jasper County. Jackson Lake, Jackson Lake, Jackson Lake. Need you in your tornado safe place there. We've got another rotating storm coming out of Lamar County and into northern Monroe County, but looking down the line is going to make its way into southern Jasper County as well, and then eventually towards the Putnam County area. Want to give you an early heads up. If you are at Lake Oconee and Lake Sinclair, you've got rotating storms moving your way right now. And really the Madison area, Eatonton, Greensboro, Greene County, down towards the Milledgeville area, the southern extent of Lake Sinclair there. Some rotating storms moving your way at this early hour, early on your Sunday morning. All right, so let me take you to, well, first let me give everybody a heads up. As the storm moves into Monroe County, that actually is a county that belongs to the Macon television market, right? So the people there are going to be watching Macon television. So I'm going to step away from this for a little bit and really focus now on Butts County and in towards Henry County. We still have this area of rotation right near Fincherville, Fincher Farms, Saddle Acres, Jackson Lake, Lakeside Grove, State Route 36, Worthville, Winding Way. If you're hearing these areas, you're in these areas, these roads, I need you in your tornado safe place right now. FFA, FHA, Camp Road, Newton Factory Bridge Road, Henderson Mill Road, Rocky Creek Road, Barnes Mount Road, Maddox Street, that's State Highway 11, and near Prospect. Getting up towards County Road 230, James Benton Road, Gassert Road, County Road 18. We're getting now up towards the Newborn area. This is where we need you in your tornado safe place with this tornado warning that goes here for the next 30 minutes until 5:45 this morning, moving into Jackson Lake. All right, so kind of reset the picture here just so everybody has an idea of what's going on. You've got your heaviest weather now from just outside of Athens, right? If you're in Athens, some serious weather bearing down on you right now, through Monroe, Covington, and then between Covington and Barnesville is our tornado threat right now. You've got those 2 areas of rotation. And then back down into Upson County, we're watching the strong line of storms roll through. Regardless of a tornado, and we just got a brand new tornado warning. Let me show you real quick. This is up in northeast Georgia. I will come back to my thought in just a second. This is technically just outside of the Fox 5 viewing area, but I still want to give everybody a heads up here. This is going to be responsible from Greenville, but if you have friends and family in southern Stevens County, south of Toccoa, and this is going to be Franklin County, just outside of Livonia, looking at an area of rotation there. A tornado warning has been issued along Interstate 85 into Oconee County and into, let's see, that's going to be in towards Anderson County, South Carolina, for until 5:45 as well. So rotating storms to the north. I wanted to point that out just to give you the picture, right? Anywhere can be rotating. But nonetheless, regardless of that tornado potential, some very strong winds are moving through these areas, and these storms have a history of producing some tornadic activity in areas and really damaging winds in areas of what's going on. So that's what we're continuing to watch here in Metro Atlanta and North Georgia. And what we're going to do now is continue to track these storms, and as we do it, we are going to be watching for damage reports. If you see any damage, you can take pictures of it and send it to us via the Fox 5 Storm Team app. That's the best way to hear, or for us to hear what's going on out there. And that's our best way of getting that on television so that you can see it here across Metro Atlanta and North Georgia. So this is the lay of the land right now. We have 2 active tornado warnings, and as we watch this here across Metro Atlanta, we are going to be looking at the possibility of, if not the likelihood of, really some serious wind gust here across North Georgia as we see this move through over the course of the morning hours and into the afternoon. So that's what we're looking at right now. And as we continue to track this into eastern Georgia, we're going to be looking at those 2 tornado warnings continuing and towards Covington, Jackson, and over towards Barnesville. So need you in your tornado safe place in those areas right now. We have seen this severe thunderstorm warning be extended. This now includes Madison County, or Oglethorpe County, Morgan County, Taliaferro, right? You're starting to get towards the Augusta area now. Some serious wind gusts in those spots as well as we look at this here through the morning hours. Okay, I want to bring you some updates on some storm reports and what we're seeing in Metro Atlanta and what we have seen. Heavy rain and high wind in Jackson County. The Jeffersonville Fire Station measured a wind gust upwards of 50 miles an hour. Tree down Highway 16 and George and Pines Drive, which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe George and Pines was where we had some damage about 6 weeks ago. We've seen a tree. I've seen pictures of a tree on a house on North Lake Drive in Roswell. Sporadic reports of trees down in Fulton County. State Route 92 and Ginger Cake Road. Multiple trees down. Multiple trees down in Coweta County with a possible entrapment. And as this line of storms was coming through Atlanta, that would have been about an hour ago, an hour and some change, 4:38. Yeah, less than an hour. We measured a wind gust of 70 plus miles an hour at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I should say. So we saw the serious wind gusts, all over Metro Atlanta. Now, when we were tracking this and we were talking about the storms and their possibilities on Fox 5 over the past couple of days, I want to point something out that honestly, to me as a meteorologist, is pretty astonishing. We just wiped the wedge completely out. The wedge was shoved up into North Carolina, into South Carolina. That goes to show you how powerful these storms have been. We're at 55 now in Gainesville, 55 in Blairsville, 64 in Covington, 58 in Athens. We were looking at the possibility of Athens not even getting out of the 40s in North Georgia. So we've warmed up. The other thing that we are going to see done here in the next few minutes is we are going to see this tornado watch trimmed back. So if you're just joining us for the first time, We still have the tornado watch in place north of this line of storms, but you're going to see that canceled for a large part of the area here in short order. So if you're looking on your phone and you're looking at your current location and it says tornado watch until 9 o'clock, I don't think that's necessarily going to hold. You're going to see that canceled because as soon as that heaviest line of storms has rolled through your area, that puts an end to your severe weather risk and your tornado risk through the day. Okay, let's check in on our tornado warnings and see where things stand right now. Take you into Newton County. Well, first, let me give you a couple of all clears. All right, this is going to be northern Butts County, Henry County. I can give you an all clear there. Rotation is right over Jackson Lake right now, and I see a debris signature with this over Jackson Lake. Okay. If you are along Campbell Road, State Route 212, Colony Ditch Road, you've got a tornado bearing down on you, it does look like. We have a debris signature now over Sherwood Forest and Lakeside Grove, Idlewood. Let's see. And this is moving towards the east. Let's see, I just want to double check the Weather Service's thought on this. So Sherwood Forest, Jackson Lake, Highway 212. Let me take you up further. Blue Huron Way, Templeton Circle, County Line Road, Hodges Farm Road. Yes, this is a debris signature, all right? So Jackson Lake, we have a tornado that is on the ground right now over Jackson Lake. If you are in Prospect, if you are along Grandview Road, Barnes Mount Road, Low Road, LOH. I need you all in your tornado safe place right now. It is 5:24 on a Sunday morning. If you've got friends and family in this area, I need them in their tornado safe place as well. I'll be making some phone calls. This is now a confirmed tornado. There you go. Until 5:45 this morning over Jackson Lake. It looks like it would pass Shady Dale to the north. This is getting into Jasper County now. So if you are in Jasper County, north of Monticello, I've got a confirmed tornado in Jackson Lake moving north of Monticello in between Newborn and Shady Dale. Your major roads right here is going to be Maddox Street and Highway 11 South. And then you've also got State Route 229 and State Route 142. State Route 142 is what comes out of Shady Dale. Look, Shady Dale's the real small place. It's got the rodeo set up and the four-way stop, and that's about it. But it is going to be passing north of there in towards Morgan County over the course of the next 20 minutes or so. So a confirmed tornado warning now for Jasper County until 5:45 this morning. We are seeing the debris signature right over Jackson Lake. This is northern Jasper, and that's going to be now far southern. That's going to be Newton County. So southern Newton County in towards, let's see, that's Jasper County. It doesn't look like the debris signature is quite as strong in that shot right there, but I am still seeing some semblance of rotation there. It looks like it pulsed up right there. So northern Butts County, right along State Route 36 in Sherwood Forest. That's when it was at its strongest at 5:20. It's now 5:26. The rotation's not quite as strong, but we did get a debris signature out of it over Jackson Lake, all right? So we now have a storm that has a history of producing a tornado, now moving in towards Newborn and Shady Dale, County Road 4, State Route 229, Maddox Road, Liberty Church Road. Looking ahead here, you've got Church Street, State Highway 83. This is the road that you go from Shady Dale up to Madison, right? If you're going up towards Interstate 20, you go up into Morgan County and up towards the Madison area. It's right along there where we need you in your tornado safe place right now as this is continuing to rotate, right? I don't think that debris signature is quite what it was. It would be this right here. But you see how you go from, watch this now, right? This would be a strong debris signature. That's a little donut hole in a sea of pink. It went right over Jackson Lake, and it's not quite as strong. So that tells me that something probably briefly touched down, but that it's not on the ground, at least at this point in time. And the reflectivity, the winds, I should say, are reflecting that as well. So a piece of good news, it looks like it touched down, but it doesn't look like it's on the ground right now. But new tornado warning has just been issued for Lake Oconee, all right? So we're still looking at this storm rotating. It's taking on more of an easterly direction. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to track this now. This is going to be moving to the east at 60 miles an hour. So we're going to track this to Lake Oconee. All right, like that. And here's what you need to know. Rock Eagle 4-H Center, 22 minutes. Or now 21 minutes. 22 minutes to Putnam County High School. This is in Eatonton. 22 minutes to Eatonton. 30 minutes to Lake Oconee, all right? I know we got a lot of people who live down at Lake Oconee. This is headed in your general direction. The storm has a history of producing a tornado. Greene County High School in the next 35 minutes. Greensboro, 35 minutes. Sparta, getting into towards Hancock County, that's going to be 46 minutes from now. But a storm that has just produced a tornado in the last 10 or 15 minutes over Jackson Lake is now moving in towards northern Putnam County, in towards Greene County, and southern Morgan County over the course of the next hour or so, and then eventually over towards the Augusta area. Need you in your tornado safe place along the roads I was just reading out. I'm going to do that again because that's one of the most important things in a situation like this is the roads, right? So Jackson Lake, Shady Dale. If you are in Shady Dale right now, look, I know it's not a huge city, but I know the rodeo's there because I've driven past it many times. And I know you've got the four-way stop, and I know there are houses right there, and I know there are farms. If you are in that area, I need you in your tornado safe place. You're looking at a possible tornado moving into Shady Dale right now. If you are in northern Putnam County, north of Eatonton, right? Eatonton is right here. If you are north of Eatonton, need you in your tornado safe place. If you are in Morgan County and you are south of Interstate 20, all right, so crossing from Greene County into Morgan County, you get off the interstate and you turn left, need you in your tornado safe place. South of Buckhead, south of Madison right now. We still technically have that warning outside of Madison, but that's the general thinking. And then if you are on Lake Oconee, all right, from Greensboro all the way down to the dam, on the Putnam County side, on the Greene County side, right? Reynolds needs you in your tornado safe place in that area right now. You've got maybe 15-ish minutes before the rotating part of the storm is over you, but it is headed in your general direction of Lake Oconee right now, and it's going to move through basically northern Putnam County between its current location and your location there at Lake Oconee, all right? So that's going to be, let's see, that's going to be State Route 24, Putnam County High School, Reed's Crossing, County Road 213, County Road 300, Glades Road, Hearnville Road, Union Chapel Road, Rock Eagle Road, right? This is that Rock Eagle 4-H Center is right here, all right? If you're near the Rock Eagle 4-H Center, need you in your tornado safe place right now, and moving towards Lake Oconee. So this purple shaded area is your confirmed tornado that was over Jackson Lake. Now crossing into Putnam County, and the warning is for northern Putnam, southern Morgan, and into Greene County here, including basically all of Lake Oconee over the course of the next 30 minutes or so. This warning is going to take us to 6 o'clock this morning. I want to bring you a quick update on what's been going on down to the south. This is our Monroe County storm is now crossing back into southern Jasper County. So we do still have this tornado warning, Monticello and southward, basically all of Jasper County. The tornado warning to the north is confirmed. The one to the south, that is not confirmed, but we are seeing rotating parts of the storm now in southern Jasper County. So we were tracking it in Lamar County. It moved through Monroe County. The folks in Monroe County watched Macon television, so we temporarily paused our tracking of it, and now we're going to get back to it because it's in southern Jasper County now. And is going to move into southern Putnam County and eventually towards Lake Sinclair here in the next little bit. So if you are in northern Jasper, need you in your tornado safe place. If you are in Putnam County, need you in your tornado safe place right now. Let's take a look at the velocity signatures. It's a little messier, but there are a couple areas right around Shady Dale that could be problematic. And that's moving towards Lake Oconee right now over the course of the next little bit here across North Georgia. So let me flip back over to the radar. I tell you what, if we could punch up our Athens camera, we've got a pretty strong storm there right now. Some strong winds outside of the tornado threat. The wind threat this morning is notable. We have seen down trees. We have seen power outages. We have seen basically all of the above in the metro Atlanta area. And these storms are now moving in towards Danielsville, Athens, Watkinsville, bearing down on Madison right now. And then Madison and point southward is where you're in your tornado safe place, and that continues down into Monroe County, where some of the heaviest weather is moving through as we speak, and down into the Macon area. But I really want to focus, I say that to say that I'm aware of what's going on everywhere else, but my focus right now is on the tornado threat, because that is the most pressing, and that is going to be right over the Putnam County area now, moving into Putnam County and eventually towards Lake Oconee. Now, this is Athens. This is Sanford Stadium in the University of Georgia campus. You're seeing the rain coming down. It looks like a static image, so it looks like maybe we've seen some interruption in the signal there, but good to see some ground truth. As we were tracking what was going on in the Atlanta area and elsewhere, we saw several cameras shaking in the wind, and we're not seeing that in Athens right now because that was a static image there, so I don't want you to be deceived by that. Let me take you to a track now. I'm going to track both of these storms. Both are moving east at 60. First, this is a weak area of rotation moving into Madison, but we still have that warning there, so east at 60, 9 minutes into Madison, 10 minutes into Morgan County, 24 minutes into Greensboro, 36 minutes into Lexington this morning. And then down to the south, again, the rotation is not as strong as it was over Jackson Lake, but I'm tracking this into Lake Oconee at 60. Rock Eagle 4-H Center, we were looking at that about 5 minutes ago, about 4 minutes away from there. Putnam County High School north of Eatonton, about 5 minutes from there. And Lake Oconee, about 12 minutes away from the lake. That's going to be the part of the lake that's in the southern part of the lake, I should say. It's the 12-minute mark is to this dot, all right? So if you live up this finger of the lake or that finger of the lake, right, it's going to be there before that 12-minute mark. So you're already in your tornado safe place, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. If you are into Greene County, you've got maybe 15, 20 minutes instead of that 12 minutes right there on that southern point of the Oconee, not too far away from the dam there of Lake Oconee. Again, not a terribly strong signature with this, but it does have a history of producing a tornado. We saw that debris signature over Jackson Lake, and that's what prompted these two confirmed tornado warnings. So let me give you some all clears now, all right? So here's what we have, and in fact, let me just take off. Okay, I turned on the hail tracker so we can get a better idea of the warnings because there's no hail outside, all right? If you are in Jackson Lake, I can give you an all clear. If you are in Newton County, I can give you an all clear. The National Weather Service has just trimmed back this northern tornado warning to primarily Morgan County. All right, so I know this is sitting here still flashing, but your confirmed tornado warning is done in Jackson Lake. It's done south of Covington. It continues just outside of Madison. So if you are in Morgan County and you live southwest of Madison, I need you in your tornado safe place. Northern Jasper County, north of Monticello, north of Eatonton, and Putnam County, and Lake Oconee, we need you in your tornado safe place there. We have a storm moving in that has a history of producing a tornado. But more broadly speaking, regardless of whether or not you see a tornado, we have a strong likelihood of damaging winds in these areas, and we have seen many reports of that this morning across Metro Atlanta and North Georgia. I want to bring you an update on what's going on elsewhere. The city of Hogansville, we were tracking a tornado warning there. Multiple trees down, including one on a patrol car with no injuries. There are several roads that are closed in Troup County and are inaccessible at this time. In Jackson County, we have a tree down at Highway 332 and 124. Tree down on Highway 129 in Jeffersonville. And in Butts County, Highway 36, completely shut down, Lamar-Butts County line. That would have been a tornado warning that we had earlier this morning. And we had those reports in Roswell. We've seen pictures of a tree through a house in Roswell, where you saw reports off Barrett Parkway in Cobb County of some damage in that area. We've also seen power outages be a problem, and I'm actually curious to see what that map looks like now. Let me take you to that. And we have some serious power problems across North Georgia now, all right? So anytime you get into the green color here, that's going to be between 10 and 20% of the county without power. So Fulton, Coweta, Fayette, Clayton, Carroll, over towards Walton County. That yellow range, that's 20 to 30% of the county without power. Spalding over towards Pike, Lamar, Troup County. And then that orange color there, that's going to be 30 to 40% of the county without power. So about 30 to 1 in 3 people-ish in Meriwether County are without power at this point in time. And you can see other spots have power outages: DeKalb, Gwinnett, Forsyth, Cherokee, Cobb, Paulding, but they're not at high rates necessarily, at least at this point in time. But you look back into Alabama, and this tells the story, right? You see all of those power outages south of Birmingham, really between Birmingham and Montgomery, and that translated into North Georgia here through the morning hours in the form of some damaging wind gusts and our confirmed tornadoes as well. So let's bring you back to what's going on here in North Georgia. We have 2 tornado warnings that remain active. We have dropped Monticello from one warning, from really both of the warnings. Here's where I need you in your tornado safe place right now. Let me give you some concern and some all clears. If you are just outside of Madison, and honestly, I know Madison's not in the warning, but I would say if you are in Madison, I would be in your tornado safe place. If you are south of Madison in Morgan County and it is storming, I need you in your tornado safe place right now. If you are in the northern extent of Lake Oconee there in Morgan County, tornado safe place. If you are in Shady Dale, we were talking about Shady Dale about 10 minutes ago. I think we can give you an all clear there from a tornado threat. The rain is going to continue. The thunder is going to continue. The lightning is going to continue. If you are in Putnam County and you are north of Eatonton, right along Madison Road, U.S. Highway 129, the Rock Eagle 4-H Center, Reed's Crossroads, and Hunts, I need you in your tornado safe place right now. If you are past Highway 129, Greensboro Road, Sparta Highway, this is getting over towards Lake Oconee now, Phoenix, you've got maybe 10, 15 minutes, but you need to be thinking about heading to your tornado safe place in short order. And then you've got Lake Oconee. You've got the Putnam County side of the lake. You've got the Greene County side of the lake. Both sides are in the tornado warning, and this storm has a history of producing a tornado, and that's what's moving towards Reynolds right now on both sides of the lake, right? You've got the Ritz down there. You've got all the golf courses. It is that area that we're talking about, the whole lake here, that is in this warning, where you need to be in your lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible in these spots. All right? So we're going to be watching. I am curious to see if an extension is going to happen. 539. That's down to the south. Okay. So that just for reference, so that everybody at home knows, if you have any friends in the Macon area, Macon itself, northern Bibb County, Jones County, Wilkinson, and Twiggs counties, also parts of Baldwin County, have now been now have a tornado warning issued. There's a rotating storm right at the 475-75 split in Monroe County, moving towards Bass Road and eventually towards Jones County in the Macon area as we speak. So I say that because we just got that warning here in our chat here with the National Weather Service. In Jackson County, I'm seeing a picture from a GDOT camera of a big tree down at State Route 11 at Concord Road. The northbound lane is blocked there. So look, we never had a tornado warning in Jackson County. It probably wasn't a tornado. That's what we're dealing with this morning. Even though we have several spots that have seen tornadoes and tornado warnings, we are seeing widespread damaging wind gusts on top of it. And a 70-mile-an-hour wind gust is a 70-mile-an-hour wind gust. And we know that it was that strong because we've seen several locations in North Georgia physically measure, right? An anemometer spun around and measured 70-plus-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And this is the result with saturated grounds across North Georgia, no doubt about it. And we're seeing multiple reports of damage because of that here across North Georgia. So as we look at Madison and Morgan County, the rotating part of that storm is now beginning to move out of the warning box. I'm not seeing a terribly strong rotation in northern Putnam County, certainly nothing like what we saw over Jackson Lake. And the reason why I haven't been showing you this map is because there's nothing really, severe enough, severe is not the right word. There's nothing obvious enough to look at this point in time. But what we do know is that the storm had a history of producing a tornado and that we saw the debris signature out of it. And that is moving towards Lake Oconee right now. And obviously the storm down to the south as well. So this tornado warning is going to drop off your screen. We're going to see the tornado warning end for Madison. We're going to see the tornado warning end technically back off to the west where it's been in effect for a decent amount of time. We're going to see that end in less than a minute. We are going to be looking at this warning for northern Putnam and Lake Oconee and Greene County continuing until 6 o'clock. That takes us to the top of the hour here. It's 5:44. So another 15 minutes as that comes across Lake Oconee and into Greene County, and then eventually over towards Taliaferro and Hancock counties. At that point, that moves into more of the Macon area and the Augusta area in terms of a television standpoint, right? So that means it's out of our coverage area. And then also down to the south, I'm still watching this storm moving into southern Putnam County. This warning goes until 6 as well. It's in Jasper. Let me take a look at the velocity here. Again, nothing very obvious sticking out to me. And in fact, let me switch radar sites. What I'm doing is I'm switching this down to the radar in Warner Robins and Jeffersonville, I should say. It's the Robins Air Force Base radar. It's actually a little closer to this area than the radar in Peachtree City. See, it's down here, right? So we're getting a little better view of the storm, and it's giving me a better idea of the wind gusts, all right? So let me come back here and take a look at this with that. And again, there's nothing jumping out at me, but I think that gives us a clearer picture of the storm, right? Here's your rotating part of the storm, more broadly speaking, in northern Putnam County. That's moving towards Lake Oconee. That's a better view of it than we had just a moment ago when I was using the Peachtree City radar, all right? So if you're north of Eatonton, you were by the Rock Eagle 4-H Center. We were talking about that a minute ago. That's where the storm is crossing now. Also, if you're in southern Putnam, southern Jasper counties, we see a little area of rotation in northern parts of Jones County that is not well defined at all. Moving into those areas, I would say I'm less concerned about, or I'm the least concerned about this right now, and I'm not greatly concerned about that. However, that's actually interesting right over Eatonton. I still don't think that's an impressive look, but that's probably the closest the red and green come to one another at any point here in Putnam County. So we've been talking about Putnam County and north of Eatonton. Well, there's a possibility where maybe that rotating part has shifted just a little further south into Eatonton. Nonetheless, still moving towards Lake Oconee, Greensboro Road, Sparta Highway, Ward's Chapel Road, and then getting in towards White Plains, Greensboro, Siloam, Lake Oconee Trail, Reynolds Parkway, Flat Rock Church Road, Liberty Church Road, Old Phoenix Road, Spivey Lane, Long Shoals Road, and Sparta Highway, right? Those are your areas near Lake Oconee that need to be in your tornado safe place as this warning continues here until 6 o'clock this morning. Just for everybody here at Fox 5, so that everybody knows, I don't anticipate seeing these warnings continue past 6 a.m. So I think we'll start good day as normal at 6 a.m. And obviously we'll get into the storm coverage. We'll continue to track the storms as they move out of North Georgia. But I would anticipate as we get towards 6 o'clock that we see these tornado warnings come to an end, and we'll be able to do good day as normal in that scenario. Obviously we can stick with weather if you need it, but just looking ahead to that, I thought I would share that with you guys, just so that everybody here knows. But we've seen multiple reports, multiple severe weather reports through the overnight. Look, there's a lot to talk about in the metro area. You can send us your pictures on the Fox 5 Storm Team app. That is a great place to do it. The other thing that we are going to see is that this tornado watch is going to be scaled back here in short order. Okay, here's your Fox 5 Storm Team app. And I know it's got a winter look on it, but it is still winter after all. Here's how you can submit pictures to us. All right, you open it up, you get this screen, and down here at the bottom, you can click this little camera button and hit submit. And when you do that, it's going to take you to this page, and you can share the photos. You can either take a picture in the app, or you can select a photo that you've already taken. Be sure to include your name, include your location, and this is the best way for us to share your information with everybody at home and what you've seen in your neck of the woods as we have tracked severe storms. So again, open up your Fox 5 Storm Team app, click that little photo submit button right here, and then fill out the information. You can take a picture from it if you need to, but that is the best way to get information to us. Okay, let's talk about everybody. We've got rain and lightning continuing in metro Atlanta. Look at our temperatures. I was talking with meteorologist Lauren Robinson when I got here about 1 o'clock this morning. At the time that I came into work, it was foggy, it was cloudy, it was just bleh outside. And then by the time she left, it was beginning to clear, and we got to 60 degrees in Atlanta. The storms plowed right through the wedge. It's like the wedge did not even exist for many of us, and it got up into South Carolina. In fact, we've seen tornado warnings as far north as Lake Hartwell this morning. So, you know, as we were tracking this in the past couple of days, that's what ended up happening, and it's like the wedge wasn't there. So that's what we were continuing with. Okay, so we've got about 10 more minutes on this tornado warning in Lake Oconee. Need you in your tornado safe place, Lake Oconee. Really, this is going to be north. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see the screen. This is going to be northeastern Putnam County, getting in towards southern Greene County, south of Greensboro, right along Lake Oconee. There is not a particular point in this line that is super strong to me, but the whole thing has a history of producing a tornado. The winds are still blowing this way in that direction and this way over here. You're still getting some spinning motion, and that's going to be moving right over Lake Oconee. I know I sound like a broken record, but for many people tuning in just for the first time, we have that history of a tornado here, and that is moving over Lake Oconee. We can give you an all clear now in Jasper County. The tornado warning has been canceled in Jasper County. The tornado warning really continues in Putnam County, and that is going to be east of State Route 24, U.S. Highway 129, Madison Road out of Eatonton. All right, so if you're driving up out of Eatonton, it's areas east of here over towards Lake Oconee where that tornado warning exists. Greensboro Road, Sparta Highway, Reynolds, the lake, and then into Greene County is the extent of the tornado warning here for the next 9 minutes. Again, nothing obvious, but you know, watching it closely here in the Fox 5 Storm Center this morning. I'm going to flip this over to our rotation or to our debris detector. Nothing seriously jumping out at me, which again is good news. I'm not seeing anything that is of utmost concern, right? But I am seeing a very strong storm moving into Lake Oconee right now and Greensboro. So rain continuing, Gwinnett County, Barrow County, Oconee County, Jackson County, lightning up there, some heavy rain in parts of Coweta County, Fayette County, Troup, Meriwether, right? Storms came through Troup and Meriwether like 2 hours ago. Well, the rain's still continuing, the lightning's continuing, no doubt about it, we've seen that. Looking down to the south, we still have a nasty storm rolling into Macon, right? If you have any friends and family down there, tornado warning until 6:30 for downtown Macon and points northward. Also Jones County, south of Gray. Southern Baldwin County, south of Milledgeville, right? So if you've got kids at GCSU, Milledgeville is not included in a tornado warning right now. It's possible that an alert might have gone off for Baldwin County, but if you have kids at GCSU, Milledgeville is not included in a tornado warning, so that's important to note. And then, look, I mean, as far as we are concerned here, let me draw you a little line. Obviously, this is your heaviest part of the storm right there. And as soon as it crosses this white line that I'm drawing now, just like that, this little sliver right here is all we have left of the Fox 5 viewing area, of people who watch Fox 5 to see the storms, right? So it's going to be coming to an end here at 6 o'clock. I expect the tornado warning is going to come to an end. The severe thunderstorm warnings are probably going to continue here for a little bit as we see the back edge of the rain pull out. But all we need to do is get the storms through this little white sliver right here, and then that's going to be it. It has been an eventful morning. I think we're all ready to put it in the rearview mirror, and we're going to be doing that here in short order this morning. Let's see. Getting an update in now from the Storm Prediction Center. Northeast Georgia and South Carolina, isolated severe wind gusts are possible. Might issue a watch. That is outside of our area. Okay, good. So no real update on that standpoint. Let me see. I think everybody at the National Weather Service is pretty busy, so I don't think we have any storm reports officially populated in here yet. We do not. But I can tell you right now, I've seen a lot of storm reports this morning. Cobb County, Barrett Parkway, we've had trees down. Saw a picture of a tree in a house in Roswell. Possible entrapment in parts of Coweta County, trees down there. Also into Fayette County, we had trees down. We saw reports out of Jackson County, many reports out of Jackson County. And when all is said and done, I would anticipate that we're looking at, as we, in the grand scheme of things, most of the damage came from straight line winds across metro Atlanta and North Georgia. The tornado risk was very isolated and in nature, and really only Jackson Lake sticks out in my mind as an area that saw a definitive debris signature where that was 99.9% chance it was a tornado. The rest of this was 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts as the line just plowed right on through North Georgia and created a mess early on this Sunday morning. And now it will be moving. It is moving into the Macon area with a tornado warning, moving towards Augusta, moving towards Savannah for the remainder of the morning hours as that continues to exit here across North Georgia and the Greenville area as we speak. I tell you what, we've got Tiny now back in the control room. Can we punch up maybe one of the Macon cameras, the downtown Macon camera? I know it's technically outside of our area, but what this is going to do is give us a look into what's happening there, and that is going to be extremely similar to what we're seeing in Eatonton right now, and in Greensboro right now, and in Danielsville, and over towards Madison and Oglethorpe counties. It's just, it's a window outside of what everybody's seeing this morning, with the heaviest parts of the storms beginning to exit metro Atlanta and North Georgia. It's also going to give us a good idea, very similar weather as to what's happening over Lake Oconee right now with this active tornado warning. Here you go. This is downtown Macon, and what you're seeing is heavy rain continuing there. The lights flashing, that's a normal thing there that happens early in the morning. They turn off all the stoplights, but the heavy rain is falling there in Macon, and that camera is on top of a hospital there. This is going to be the Mercer campus now, looking at Five Star Stadium down there. So again, the heavy rain is bearing down on those areas as we speak. Five Star is just south of Macon there, but it's very similar to what we're seeing in Putnam County right now, and it's very similar to what we're seeing in Greene County right now. The heaviest part of the storms moving through those areas as we speak, as this gets more into a middle Georgia event rather than a North Georgia event here in the next little bit. So time's coming up on 5:57 this morning. It's been a long morning here in North Georgia. It started up in Dade and Walker counties, and it's finishing this morning down in Putnam and Greene counties. We literally did the whole North Georgia song and dance, and the rain is going to continue, the heavy rain at that, and we're going to be looking at the thunder continue for the next little bit. We just saw that new severe thunderstorm warning issued down to the south, and I mean, look at this, just across the state. This is what we're going to be looking at through the morning hours. Obviously, exiting Metro Atlanta, but for the remainder of the state, some strong storms rolling through. A couple of those storms could be tornadic at times, and we're going to be looking at this here over the next little bit. So as we come up on 6 o'clock here, we are going to send things over to Good Day Atlanta because the storms are coming to an end, and we're going to shift into more of a storm coverage event. So we are going to go into a break now. We're going to rejoin you here at 6 o'clock for Good Day, and we're going to have all the latest information in terms of power outages, the rest of the day's forecast, a big-time cold snap, and yes, even teens on the way. That's going to come your way here at the top of the hour here at 6 o'clock. Good Day Atlanta at 6. It's just about 2 minutes away.
Ultra Healing break.